Okay, and we are back to the channel where we talk about everything US news, US markets, headlines, and everything in between. And not only that, we make it fun. Thank you very much for the likes. Thank you for the comments and the shares. We're going to make sure that you enjoy this, okay? This isn't going to be one of those boring, today the NASDAQ rose 2 points, the S&P rose 1. No, we're going to have some fun, okay? So if you're okay with that, yeah, let me know. All right, here we are. Some of the headlines that we're going to talk about today. We're going to cover Robinhood, Allbirds, OpenAI. We're going to talk about Snap. We're going to talk about TCM. We're also going to talk about Lumen Technologies, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, and we're going to get into some Amazon and why some of the sellers are complaining. Also, AMD, Qualcomm, and ARM. They all backed up this autonomous car startup called. We'll get into that, and also we'll get into your requests later on. So if you have a ticker symbol that you'd like to request, just drop it in the comments. If you already lost it. Yes, and if you want to advertise on this channel, yes, go ahead and do that too. Anyway. Greetings, Phil Collins. The market will crash. Thanks, Phil Collins. We hope not, but we're going to talk about that. Okay, coming right up. Again, I'm from the U.S. I'm from the Midwest, and actually, I got my. If you know anything about the Midwest, it's nothing but farming and sports, and I wasn't good at either of those. And for example, that's where I got my start in engineering, and engineering with the numbers all took me into the markets. Okay, so having said that, let's get right into it. What about Chimors? CC. Let me look at that right here. Wait, what's the ticker symbol? Chimors. Chimors. Oh, CC. Yeah, right there. Okay, I'll make a note of that. Thank you, Phil Collins. Let's see. That's on the list right here. CC. Okay, hang with me for a few minutes, and I'll get to those ticker symbols. Yeah, if you have a ticker symbol you'd like to look at, put it in the comments, and we'll get to that when we start the requests. Okay. Good, good, good. And good morning, good morning. It's almost Friday. Hope you're having a great week. All right, here we go. Let's get right into it here. Again, we got banking, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, Amazon, Lumen, TSM, and Snap. We're also going to talk about ASML, the Dutch company, Allbirds, the shoe company, switching to AI, Robinhood. We'll talk about how that happened, and also Snap and some other movers and shakers. But yeah, let's see. It's currently about 6:39 a.m. Eastern Time, April 16th. And last night, April 15th, the U.S. stock market experienced a night for the history books. For the first time in history, I'm sure you've already heard about this, the S&P index closed above the 7,000. Where's my S&P? S&P right here. Yeah, the S&P closed above 1,000-point mark, while the NASDAQ composite also hit a new all-time high. There's the S&P and the NASDAQ at 26. Thank you very much for those likes. NASDAQ right now is at 26,204. Yeah, so S&P closed at 7,022, up 0.8% right there. And let's see, Bird gave me some money yesterday. That's not investing, that's good. Bird gave me, yes, I like it, Phil Collins. And PTFCC 141, greetings, hello, good morning as well. And let's see, right back over here, hold on. Yeah, so the NASDAQ closed at 24,016, surging 1.59%, and the Dow Jones bucked the trend actually with a slight dip of negative 0.15, closing at, let's see, closing at 48,463 points. So why can the index forcefully, why can it forcefully break through the ceiling under the shadow of inflation? Because last night a single word was spreading like wildfire through the market. Peace. Peace, everyone. Yes, Trump publicly declared, let's say Mr. T. Mr. T publicly declared that our US-Iran conflict was very close to an end. It's very close. How many of you believe that? Causing the previous hyper tense risk aversion sentiment to dissipate instantly. But is this truly the beginning of a new bull market? Dun, 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 dun. Here's your bull. Is it truly the beginning? There's the bull. Or merely a final frenzy on the edge of a cliff. So let's get into the breakdown here. Greetings. For those of you joining in, this is the fun channel where we talk about U.S. news, headlines, and markets, and we make it dun 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 fun. All right. Geopolitical maneuvering. The Trump peace bet is underway. The core driving force behind the indices surge last night. Studio MGZ, thank you very much for those likes. I do appreciate it very much. I've been selling mad puts. Good, Phil Collins. Let's see. Are you winning? Every day is a good day to win. Yes, probably a final frenzy. Got it. Okay. So geopolitical maneuvering. The Trump peace bet is underway, and the core driving force behind the indices surge last night was an interview in which Trump stated, "We have completely defeated them being Iran," while also hinting that the blockade would end very, very soon. Right. Thank you very much, Studio MGG, for those likes. Hope you're enjoying it. Now, some of my thoughts. The market is currently placing a massive wager, betting that restrictions on the Strait of Hormuz will be lifted ahead of schedule, specifically before April 24th. Although West Texas Intermediate continues to trade within a volatile high range. What is it right now? West Texas Intermediate, if you're watching the oil, very good. Let's see. George 3 organization, okay. Right now, yes. George 3 and MaxBot, for example, send me a message, and after the stream, we can go specifically into those questions, okay? Right now, this stream is more for, we have a different program on this stream, but there we go. Send me a message, I'll get back to you, okay? Here we go. And West Texas Intermediate right now is at 92.53. Brent crude is at 96.44. For those who are curious about that, because continues to trade within West Texas Intermediate continues within a volatile high range, and peace expectations have already been preemptively driven down. The discount rates applied to tech stocks. Yes, so there's that. And for those of you who you have a specific question about a company or a ticker, feel free to drop it. We have a program coming up, but we're also going to get into Robinhood. We'll talk about OpenAI and the Stargate Norway with Microsoft. We'll also talk about Snap. We've got TSM, Lumen Technology, Bank of America, and Morgan Stanley coming up. We've also got Amazon and why many of the sellers on Amazon are not happy. And we'll talk about AMD, Qualcomm, and ARM, which have backed the autonomous startup called Wave. We have all that and more coming up, but let's continue with this. Let's see. Phil Collins, why am I losing money? What's up with consumer staples sector? Okay. Okay. Let me make a note of that, Phil Collins, and I'll take a note. 1 second, right here. CPP. Yeah, got it. Okay. And PG. Okay, Phil Collins. I took a note of that. Again, once I get to the portion of the program where we talk about ticker symbols, I will get to all of those. And is Dave the real deal? Let's see. Let's see. Zozo, greetings, and is Dave the real deal? Let me know what you mean by that question. I'm not sure I follow that question. Zozo, let me know, okay? And if you have a real question, let me know your real question. I'm not sure I follow. All right, Phil Collins. Okay. There's a word of caution. The current reports from the Pentagon and the U.S. Central Command, otherwise known as CENTCOM, still indicate that the blockade remains in effect. The blockade's in effect. And if Trump's statement turns out to be nothing more than a campaign-style slogan, then the 370 plus point gain that NASDAQ posted last night, pure market, just, it'll be a bubble. It's jargon. Interactive plus, let's see. So, for example, do you think Mr. T's statement about, how do you say, gosh, yeah. Do you think what Mr. T said is just rhetoric, or do you think it's for real? Yeah. Let me know in the comments. Is Mr. T's statement rhetoric, or is it real? Okay. Zozo, greetings. Okay, got you on that one, okay? I will look that up in just a second. And let's see. Okay. And Zozo, by the way, when I get to that program, part of the program, I'll look it up. If you have questions, Zozo, just feel free to contact me outside the stream as well. I'll respond better that way. Okay, there's that. And then, yeah. Now let me know. Do you think Mr. T's statement is just rhetoric, or do you think we really have some high range piece expectations? What do you think? Yeah. Now, also, let's go on to the semiconductor side. The two-sided mirror. Let's talk about ASML. Last night, the semiconductor equipment giant ASML released its earning report. Here is ASML right here. The Dutch company, dun dun dun. Yeah, this is the Dutch company that makes all the lithography machines. Okay, bum bum bum. Last night, they released their earnings report for the first quarter of 2026. Let's see, yes, that's true, Lucas. Yes. Yeah, the NASDAQ actually at the moment is at 26,204, and the Dow, the Dow, you're right, it's true. We just spoke about that, and actually, where was it? Here, yeah, the S&P index closed above the 7,000 point mark. That was for the first time, for the first time in history, the S&P was above the 7,000 mark. Yes, good observation, Lucas. Now, again, if you think peace is within reach, let me know. Do you think peace is within reach? Type 2. If you think peace is not within reach, type 1. If you think it's within reach, type 2. If you think it's not, type 1. Let's see. Zozo, great. Have a lovely day to you too. Tomorrow is Friday. Good vibes. Phil Collins. Okay. Stay, Collins. You'll keep learning. So let's talk about some key figures. Net sales for ASML, 8.8 billion, meeting the expectations, and the gross margin, 53%, hitting the upper end of guidance. Lucas, thank you for the response. I appreciate that. Explosive signal. ASML significantly raised its full year revenue guidance for 2026, a range of 36 billion euros to 40 billion euros. Okay, and also. Some of my thoughts, the most critical takeaway isn't yesterday's profit figures, but rather the fact that the company raised its full year 2026 revenue guidance to between 36 billion euros and 40 billion euros. And what does this really imply? It signifies that the orders for AI infrastructure components are already backlogged through 2027. Ranith, greetings, hello to you too. Welcome. Yes. Phil Collins, I'll get to your ticker in just a moment, okay? As long as ASML's order backlog persists, it signals that the semiconductor manufacturing capacity will remain in short supply next year. And this establishes an incredibly solid floor for the long-term valuations of Nvidia and TSMC. We're gonna get into TSMC, Nvidia, the tech stocks, Amazon, AMD, Qualcomm, ARM, all that's coming up in the program. Just hang with me here, okay? Ensuring that the growth narrative for these two giants remains unbroken. The rally in semiconductor stocks last night represents fundamentals declaring a war on the short sellers, okay? Phil Collins, I appreciate your sideways humor. Throwing everything at TSM. All right. So here's my question to you regarding, I love it, regarding the current AI sector. Do you believe the hardware side still holds the most potential, or has the focus already begun to shift towards the application side? Give me a 1 if you think it's hardware. Give me 2 if you think it's applications. All right. 1 if you think it's going towards hardware, and 2 if you think it's going towards applications, okay? Now, let's talk about the retail investor frenzy, okay? Hang with me, Phil Collins. It's been rebooted. The SEC's regulatory gift package last night. The brokerage sector saw unusual activity with Robinhood. If you're wondering about the ticker symbol, that's HOOD, with Robinhood surging by over 10%. So my thoughts on that. Last night, the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, it's all TikTok. It's all TikTok. Phil Collins, what do you mean? Approved. It's approved an amendment. Let's see. It must be 1. Lucas, got it. Thank you very much, Lucas. So the SEC approved an amendment to the rules governing day trading for retail investors, significantly lowering the capital threshold required for day traders. This is tantamount to injecting a powerful stimulant into a retail market that has long been dormant, okay? It implies that the market's speculative liquidity is poised for a second surge. The US stock market may be undergoing a subtle yet profound shift, moving away from institutional pricing and towards emotion-driven retail pricing. This is a signal that is extremely easy to overlook. Now, let's see, give me hood right here. So here's hood. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, here's hood. Yeah, look at this. Bang, it just jumped up. Look at this. Dun, dun, dun. So there's your jump that it's talking about right here. Bang. We're going to get to this and the other tickers in a minute. The SEC's decision to lower trading thresholds at a time when the S&P 500 stands at 7,000 points implies that hundreds of millions in hot money are poised to flood back into high leverage instruments. This will significantly amplify market volatility. The unusual price action in Hood last night reflects institutional players positioning themselves to capitalize on the next wave of retail investor euphoria. When speculative liquidity runs rampant, market fundamentals are often trampled underfoot by just sheer sentiment, okay? Yes, that's exactly, yes. I was just going to get to that. Joe Mann, 7260. Yes, Phil Collins, I'm getting there. All the traders will surely get all the margin they need. Yes. So here's my question exactly. 7260. Uh, Now that the trading thresholds have been lowered, now that they've been lowered, do you think the U.S. stock market will become more profitable, or simply make it easier for investors to get fleeced? Exactly what you just asked. Okay, do you think, again, one more time, do you think it's the stock market will become more profitable, or just make it easier for people to get fleeced? Give me a 1 if you think it will be more profitable, 2 if you think it's going to be harder to navigate. Yeah, or 2 if you think it will be make it easier to get fleeced. Done. Yeah. So if you think it'll be more profitable, give me a 1. If you think it's just going to make it easier for people to get fleeced, give me a 2. Yeah. Phil Collins, both. It's going to be more profitable and people are going to get fleeced. That could happen too. Yeah. Let's see, Phil Collins. Yeah, number 3, both. Joe Mama. I love that name, Joe Mama. So yeah, people are going to get fleeced. Anybody else? Is the market going to become more profitable, or are people just going to get fleeced? Or both? Yeah, that's the third option. Third option is both. Yeah, let's see. Okay, now that's a little bit. We're going to move on. Again, I'll get to your tickers soon. Let's talk about the AIification. AIification, because really, last night we had this stunning rally with Allbirds, ticker symbol BIRD. Last night, the market witnessed a truly bizarre phenomenon. The stock price of the budget sneaker brand Allbirds, BIRD, skyrocketed over 580%. Where is that? Let me put that up here on the BIRD. Allbirds. Yes. Ha! Look at this. Good God. Dang. Look at that. Okay, let me pull this down. It's like, look at the trading. Look, if you see the chart, but look at the trading, and then look at this. Bang! It just jumped straight up. Okay. Have you ever seen a chart like that before? I good, Phil Collins. The more difficult it is, the harder it is to do. Yeah. Everyone else sees got percent and went to slap him. Or is it Joe Mama? I was in and out about 5 times. Got it. Yeah, this thing. Wow, look at that. It just. So some of my thoughts. The company announced a complete pivot toward an AI-driven business model, and the highlights the current market's extreme irrationality. Okay, this highlights the irrationality. As long as you dare to jump on the AI bandwagon, capital is willing to launch your stock into the stratosphere. It reminds me of the 1999 when simply, just add a .com, yeah, to a company's name was enough to double its valuation. This crazy rally, the frenzied catch-up surge, is often a harbinger of impending bubble burst within that sector. Yeah. So, another one we got to talk about here is Nvidia right here. Nvidia. Greetings. Yes, welcome. Okay, let's talk about here's Nvidia as well. Greetings, Lucas. Hello. The anchor of stability. For a 24,000 point NASDAQ last night, Nvidia continued to trade sideways, hovering around the $198 mark, although it didn't experience the explosive surge seen in previous days, bolstered by positive news from ASML. It successfully anchored the NASDAQ, effectively holding up half the index's weight. Yeah. So, some of my thoughts, the $190 level has now decisively flipped from a resistance point to a strong support zone. The entire market's attention is now fixed on the psychological barrier of $200. Yes, when's it going to break it? If the stock can break through that level tonight, the NASDAQ will be poised to make a direct run towards 25,000 points. And let's see. So, if Nvidia breaks the 200 mark, would you choose to chase the rally or scale out of your position? Give me a 1 if you want to chase the rally. Give me a 2 if you want to scale out of your position. Again, if Nvidia breaks 200, what do you want to do? You want to chase the rally or scale your position? So here we go. Also, looking at some of today's critical market drivers at the moment. Dun, dun, dun. All things considered, here's what you need to watch for today's pre-market session. Looking at the VIX, the fear index, it's retreated to the vicinity of about 18.36. This falls squarely within the greed zone. Haha. So remain steady against any sudden backlash triggered by geopolitical views. Now, the 10-year U.S. Treasury yields, currently they've pulled back to 4.25%. If this figure does not rebound, the violent rally in tech stocks has plenty of room to run. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Just trying to live in peace and quiet. Yes, I've taken my 2 finance class. Got it. Yes, Brenton. Actually, for example, if you go to my homepage, okay, my YouTube homepage, there's a place there where you can message me. Just go there, and we can talk more about that after the stream. That's not just a 1 or 2 second answer, okay? But I got your message. Just yeah, after the stream, just send me a message, okay? Now let's talk about oil. Right now, yeah. Oh my God. Again, West Texas Intermediates at 92.39. Brent crude is at 96.3, and the U.S. oil is at 91.7. The battle for the $100 mark in West Texas Intermediate crude. If oil prices continue to drop below 95, driven by expectations of a peaceful resolution, energy stocks could face a collective sell-off, causing capital to flow even more heavily into the NASDAQ, okay? Again, looking here, U.S. oil is at 91.5, and if you're looking at Brent crude, that's at 96.21, yeah. And also, some of you are asking some questions like, well, since Mr. T says the war is ending soon, should I sell some of my holdings and rotate into tech stocks? Or since Allbirds has surged so much, what's the next company poised for a major AI-driven transformation, etc.? Many different questions. All of them are pretty good, and I appreciate them. These are topics that I don't really discuss in the live stream much because they're very, they're very personal to the person asking the questions. For example, what's your position and what's your risk tolerance, etc. This is information, and a lot of the information that I offer to my inner circle. So if you would like to access, just reach out to my assistant, share some of your positions as far as what you're doing, and then you can receive more in-depth strategies for the aforementioned areas and your personalized questions outlined during my market review, okay? So, again, what are some things that you can do? Well, right now, you can locate my assistant's contact details at the bottom of the screen and enter today's access code APR16PRE. Let's see. I'm thinking about buying land in Missouri. Oh, Phil Collins. And growing cannabis. I like that. Growing cannabis, yes. Now tell me why you choose Missouri, why you choose cannabis. That's a great comment. I like that. More about Bird. Okay, I thought that actor owned it. Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, okay. You want to know about the more about beer? Okay, we're gonna get to Bird. Okay, but again, also mark your calendars for today's live market session at 10 a.m. following the S&P's push past the 7-point mark. Any subsequent pullback is typically quite sharp. I'll be monitoring the market live with you in the stream to help you pinpoint that precise entry opportunity. All right? And remember this, when a sneaker company sees a stock price surge 5-fold purely on the back of AI hype, your primary concern shouldn't be how much money you're making. It's how far away you are from the nearest exit. I mean, again, we're going to be going over that one as well, the bird, but it's quite a story. So yeah, there's that. Hope you enjoyed that. Now let's go to some of the questions. Thank you for asking the questions. Here we go. Let's see. I like to know more about there. Okay. Bird. BIID. Let's look at all birds for a moment. Yeah, right here. All birds. Here we go, a little bit about Allbirds. Right here, yeah. Allbirds, it's stitching footwear. It says its stock showing 600%. Yeah, the eco-friendly shoe company announced Wednesday that it's transitioned to AI. Let me see if I can find out more information about this footwear. 30 brands across. Wait, you're asking if Allbirds was owned by Leonardo DiCaprio? Let's see, Bird. I don't. Let's see. It's okay. I'm looking here on TradingView. If you go to TradingView, Phil Collins, and go to the bottom right, it says the company was founded by Timothy Brown and Joseph Zulinger and headquartered in San Francisco, California. Let's see. It doesn't say anything about Leo owning it, but let's see. Let me do another one. Who owns Allbirds? Okay, it says the footwear brand and intellectual property of Allbirds is owned by American Exchange Group, a New York-based brand management company. It's possible that maybe for your question, maybe he owns a big stake in the American Exchange Group, but I don't see his name coming up anywhere. But that's, again, that doesn't mean that it doesn't really answer your question that well. At the moment, actually, it's interesting. I don't have any more information on that, Phil Collins, but thank you for asking. Okay, but here we go. Again, you asked, one of the big stories is Bird. Let's see, right here again, right now, you can see it's up here at 24, 25. It went from right here, 6.83 up to 24.49. And on the RSI, let's see, let me introduce, here we go. Let me introduce a couple of things to you as well. For those who are more advanced, this will be pretty boring, but for those of you who are just beginning, this might be helpful. RSI, Relative Strength Index, that's down here at the bottom. This is the 70 line, that's the overbought line, and this is the 30 line, oversold line. Now, what that means is basically when it gets up into this area, you're thinking that there could possibly be a market correction to pull back. And when it gets down here to this area, there might be a market rebound to rebound back up. But they can go way overbought and way oversold before they ever correct or rebound. So keep that in mind. Like right here, you can see on the RSI, Allbirds is sitting here at 94, super overbought. And that's because it just spiked up there. And also another one that I can show you right now, just to introduce you. Let's see, I'm not touching it. Okay, it's 2407. Are you looking for this? Is that what you're looking for? Yeah, here it is. Trying to have some fun. Yep. Also, just to remind you that what goes up does come down. I've also got the bear just to keep the. Don't forget, things go up and things go down. There you go. But Okay, here we go. Introducing the MACD, moving average convergence divergence right here. Just a brief intro. When the blue line, the MACD line crosses, well, let me give you a better one. Right here, let's go to Tesla. I can show you better. When, for example, right here, when the blue line, the MACD line right here, when the MACD line crosses the red signal line going down, you will have a downward chart pattern as you see there. And when the blue MACD line crosses the signal line going up, as you see right there, crosses going up, you will have a price chart going up. That's a super oversimplified intro, but it's obviously a lot more complicated than that. If you want further information, just reach out and ask. But yeah, also we had some questions about, let's do this. For some of you, we had questions about CC, Chimors, here we go. I call myself a tiger. Oh, bear in Spanish. How do I say? Bears in the house. Yes. If you're into speaking Spanish, what's it? Mucho gusto, I think is how they say it. I'm about to start an investment channel. Oh, Phil Collins, good for you. Let's see. Shannon Maya, love it. Cool. Glad you guys are enjoying the toys. Yeah, let me know. Just throw the dart at the board. Phil Collins, good stuff. I love it. Yeah. Let's see. It's almost like saying, well, it's heads or tails. Is it gonna be the bull today or the bear? We don't know. Just throw the dart, see what happens. You know, let's see. Watch them fight. Is it who's gonna win? Girl, you know. But always gotta have a sense of humor. I keep that stuff around just for that. Okay, here's your, I think it was you, Phil Collins, asked about Chimor's company, CC. It's a holding company which engages in the provision of performance chemicals. The firm delivers solutions which include a range of industrial and chemical products for markets including coatings, plastics, refrigeration, and air conditioning, transportation, semiconductors, etc. Interesting, okay. Now, looking right here, at the moment they are still rebounding at 2303, and you can see them climbing also on the RSI. They are hovering close to the overbought area, but not there yet, 66, 67. And yeah, right now the trade volume is not very high because there's not a whole lot going on. It's just slowly continuing to go up. Let's see if I can give you it over here. Yeah, if you're looking for a couple quick chart patterns, here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline, bang, that pushes that down right there. And then here we go. Here's your right here, double bottom with a neckline to push that up. And again, there's many of these. We can do these all day long, but yeah, if you would like more chart patterns or more examples of those, feel free to reach out. But that's also an interesting way to have fun with the charts, if charts can be fun. Right now, volume's at 1.7 million, and market cap's at 3.46 billion. And let's see, CPB, CPB, here we go. The Campbell's Company. Somebody asked me about Campbell's. Here's your Campbell's Company. Anybody wants some, yeah, engages in the business of manufacturing, marketing all food and beverage products. Here we go. Oh yeah, there, oh my gosh, look at the chart on this one. Here we go. It's been, wow, hovering around oversold for actually many days now, ever since, what was that? Here, March 9th. It went oversold. There was a small rebound right here, and then it dropped again. Right now it's hovering around 30, 31 on the RSI. And price right now is at 20.49. And there is a small rebound at the, let's see, that was yesterday. There was a small rebound, but it's been dropping ever since. Actually, let me show you this. If you're looking for a chart pattern, here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and that drops that down. That's what the head and shoulders does. By the way, I don't make the names for these charts. I just find the chart patterns. And there's also the reverse. Let's see if I can find a reverse for you here. But because the chart pattern, like, just as there's a double top and a double bottom, there's also the reverse head and shoulders. But yeah, this has been dropping quite a bit, actually. Interesting chart pattern. Okay, that's Campbell's. Now, let's go to HRL. You asked me about HRL. Hormel Foods. Okay, it says all. Just throw the dart for the person that asked about Hormel Foods. Engages in the manufacturing and marketing of branded food products. It operates through the following segments: retail, food service, international, etc. And yeah, they've been dropping a lot too lately. Look at this. RSI just goes straight down. They're at oversold. They're at 30 right now. And here we go. Bum, bum, bum. And this is right now, it's sitting at 20.66. It's also still dropping. It's correcting. It did have a little bit of a rebound on Tuesday, but it's still correcting yesterday. And also, if you want kind of a diagonal neckline, here's your head, left side, right side neckline. Dang, drops it right there. And that's Hormel. And right now with Hormel, volume is at 5.19 million. Yeah, there's actually some interesting trade volume right here. And market cap is at 11.37 billion. Yeah. If you're looking at trading view at the bottom right, there'll be a lot of information there for you. That's Hormel. Also CAG. Okay, CAG. ConAgra. Yes, here we go. Okay, ConAgra engages in the manufacture and sale of processed and packaged foods. It operates through grocery and snacks, refrigerated and frozen, international and food service. The grocery and snacks segments. Okay, again, for all of you watching, this is the segment of the program where we talk a lot about the requested ticker symbols. If you have a requested ticker symbol, just feel free to drop it in the comments. Or company that you're looking at, let me know. But this is ConAgra, and yeah, all the food stuff is dropping like a rock. See it right here at, this is oversold at 29, 25 right now. Yeah, RSI is super low, and look at this price chart. It just goes straight down. Wow. ConAgra, right now it's at 14.09, and on February 11th, it was actually at 20, and now it's dropped all the way to 14.09. Wow. Let's see. Pre-market though, there is a slight rebound to 14.2, but yeah, interesting. Well, whoever it was, thanks for asking about this. Solness SMR. Okay, Solness, I got it. Let's see. SMR will do, and I need food and oil, not a yeah. Phil Collins, I love that statement. I love that. Yeah, the subtle humor is not lost on me. I do enjoy that little bit of humor. Food and oil, not AI. Indeed, indeed. It's an interesting world we're going into, right? May you live in interesting times. It's a blessing and a curse. Solness FLNC, got it. SMR and FLNC. Okay. Okay, CAG. I've got a couple more before I get to yours, Solness. Just give me some patience right here. I'll be right. You're like number 3 or 4 in line, but hang with me just for a few minutes, okay? We got Procter and Gamble putting you on. Yeah, putting you on. I appreciate it, Solness. Indeed, good stuff. All right, dun dun dun. So here, for the person that asked about Procter and Gamble, let's see, engages in the provision of branded consumer packaged goods, operates through beauty, grooming, health, fabric, and etc., etc. Most of us know who Procter and Gamble is, but this isn't necessarily as much food, But interesting right here. Your again, but the RSI, the price chart still the same, dropping. It was at 30 on the RSI. Now it rebounded a little bit. It's at 42. You can see that rebound right here. At the moment, though, it's still right now. It's market correcting down to 143, and again back up at February 27th. It was sitting there at 167. And then it dropped. Now it's at 143. Yeah, and you can here you can kind of see this one a little bit. Here's a kind of a diagonal. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, kind of a diagonal neckline. Bang! It drops it down right there. And here we go. Also, here's a nice one. This is interesting. Here's your double bottom. You see how they both hit the same bottom right there. If you can see me, I don't know if you can see behind my big head right there, but I'm trying to put some chart patterns up there for you. Double bottom, there's your neckline, and then bang, it boosts up right there. And then right over here we go. Again, here's one for you. Here's your head, left and right, neckline, drops it down. This is a smaller one. There's many of patterns. If you want to see those, just message me, reach out. But this is Procter & Gamble. Right now, for Procter & Gamble, the volume's at 7.7 million. Market cap's at 333 billion. And Procter & Gamble. And we had one. Over here, somebody requested Dave. If you're still in the stream and you requested Dave, just let me know. Okay. Done. Here. Yeah, Dave Incorporated. Let's see. Solnus. I'm almost to you, Solnus. Dave Incorporated is a digital banking service. Its products include a budgeting tool to help members manage their upcoming bills to avoid overspending, cash advances through its flagship extra cash product to help members, and punitive overdraft fees, etc. So there we go. There's a little bit about your requested symbol, ticker, Dave. And here we go. Dave, right now, wow, Dave is absolutely rebounding. It went from almost oversold at 31. RSI is now at basically 70 right there. Look at the MACD jumping up. And this price chart, it went from 165, bang, jumped up here to 230. So again, the person that requested Dave, thank you very much, and hope that it helps you. And yeah, wow, it's had some good, and it's still rebounding. It's going from 230 to pre-market 232. Okay, volume, yeah, look at that volume right now. It's up 783,000, and then market cap is at 3.12 billion. Yeah, and interesting. Okay, now I'm not learning anything. Okay, Phil Collins, I'm sorry if you're not learning anything. SMR. If you want to reach out after the stream and actually get some more detailed analysis, you're welcome to do that. But I don't go into a lot of the particular details during the stream, just because that's not the time for it. So if you want to learn more and get more analysis, message me, okay? But if it's not for you, it's also okay too. There's many other good channels out there. If you get better results watching a different channel, go watch a different channel. But if you're enjoying this, hey, stick around. But it's your choice, Phil Collins. SMR, yeah. New Scale Power Corporation. Solnus. Here we go. Interesting on this one. Okay, New Scale. Maybe we can do a dual. See, that's all right. If you're not learning anything, maybe it's not for you. I'm not sure that would work, because I don't think this channel is good for you, because you don't seem to enjoy it. There's many other ones you can watch, Phil Collins. New Scale provides proprietary and innovative advanced small modular reactor nuclear technology with a mission to help the global energy transition by delivering safe, scalable, and reliable carbon-free energy. Hey, Solus, thank you for asking about this. This is interesting. Maybe, Phil Collins, you can learn something here. Now, look at this. RSI on this one jumped up. Wow. It's now at 53. And look at this price chart right here. Also, the trade volume just bounced up right here. sitting volumes at 58.7 million. Market cap is at 396 billion right there. You're welcome. Have a great day. Tomorrow's Friday. Keep your smile. Okay. So new scale. Yes. Here we go. Let me know, Solus. Why did you ask about new scale, and what are your thoughts on it? Because this is interesting, and why? I'm curious if you're. Why is it dropping right now? Give me your thoughts on that. Have you studied this one much? Let me know. That's new scale power. I'd be curious to hear more of your insights, Solus. And here we go. FLNC. Here we go. FLNC. Right here. Fluence Energy engages in energy storage products and services and artificial intelligence enabled digital applications for renewables and storage. Its storage includes smart stack, grid stack, interesting, ultra stack. Okay. And Goldman Sachs just reduced its price target for Fluence Energy Incorporated from $28 to $20 per share. Yeah, right now, wow. They're also recently dropped a lot. What? Look at this drop right here. Same thing in the RSI. Right now, the RSI is hovering right there neutrally at 50. It ran to $40 on Trump nuclear hype, and it's because I think it's. Oh, okay, got it. Okay. Thanks for the insights. I appreciate that. I think it's bottomed. It's low. Okay. You think it's bottomed out? You think it's at it's consolidating. Yeah. Got it. Yeah, you can see that in this pattern right here. I'm curious though. The RS 15 right now it's at 15.21 pre-market. It's at 15.73. If you're looking at the RSI is kind of breaking out there. I'm curious. Do you think it's gonna rebound? Solus, do you think it's gonna rebound? Right here, do you think it'll keep rebounding or stay in consolidation? Because I see your point right here in consolidation where it bottomed out. Anyway, feel free to send me a message about this. I'm curious, but thank you very much for the questions. Yeah, here we go. Okay, now let's cover some of our other stories for today. We've got some of the ones we got. PepsiCo. Earnings beat estimates as the North American food business improves. Okay, that's PepsiCo. We'll look at them. Also, Lumen Technologies. Where's my article about them? Lumen Technologies experienced a dramatic high volatility rebound with shares surging significantly over the past year, citing 40 to 80% gains in various points. So we'll look at Lumen's Technologies. Also, we'll look at Oracle because they're now partnering up with Bloom Energy for their data centers. And let's see, FLNC is making $3 billion a year, and it's cool. Let's see, FLNC is making $3 billion a year. And got it. It just flipped profitable. Okay. Thank you, Solus. Got it. Also, stories coming up. Oracle and Bloom Energy. We'll talk about them. Also, we'll talk about Robinhood a little bit more. And also, here's some thoughts. Why the Chicago Fed president says AI won't send unemployment to 15%. Let's see. Wondering if you take any look at the private credit exposure regional banks. Colby, very good question. Again, that's not a very quick answer. Let me get back to you about that after the live stream. Just send me a message and I'll get some more analysis on that for you. I'm familiar with what you're talking about, but that's not part of my program here. But I can respond if you want later on. Thank you for the question, Colby. Also, for the person that talked about we need food and oil, not AI. Again, why the Chicago Fed president says AI won't send unemployment to 15%. How many of you think that AI will send unemployment higher? And if you don't, what do you think will prevent that? because many people think AI is going to create other jobs. I'm curious what the other jobs will be. Let me know your thoughts on that if you want. Also, where was it? We talked about Allbirds already. Also, here's one. If you're looking at Microsoft, OpenAI pulls back from Stargate, Norway data center deal as Microsoft takes over. We'll talk about Microsoft as well a little bit. And also another headline, Snap's stock jumps on plans to axe 16% of its workforce. Again, citing AI efficiencies. So again, here's another company, just like many others, that are cutting back on its workforce. And as they cut back on their workforce, because of AI, their stock goes up. So again, the market loves it when you have layoffs. Here's another example. So if Snap is also cutting back its workforce because AI can do it better, let me know how unemployment won't rise because of AI. I'm curious to hear this. Also, we'll talk about more about Taiwan Semiconductor. Their first quarter profit just rises 58%. It beats the estimates. There's that. AI is inevitable. Yes, I kind of share your same sentiment. Solus, it will create no new. It will create no new jobs. I love how honest you are. Thank you very much, Solus. It will create no new jobs. Yes. So we're all just gonna starve. I think unrelatedly, it will cause a spike in unemployment. I imagine many companies use stock buybacks to invest in AI. With no pops, they will have to liquidate. Got it. Vanilla Danilla, cool name. I remember that. I remember you from yesterday, and thank you for those good insights. Actually, some of those I do share some of your sentiment on that. I think, but why do you think it's? I think unrelatedly. Why unrelatedly? Why is it not related to that? Let me know. And for all the people that lose their jobs from AI, what are they going to do? AI 100% will cause way more. Yes, I kind of agree, Solus. Yeah, it's going to be interesting times to come. Every time I turn around, there's another company like dropping half of its. What was it? I think it was Jack Dorsey's. What was it? Tell me if I'm wrong. Jack Dorsey's block that dropped 40% of its workforce. Is that right? Let's see. I also view AI more as the tech bubble as well, not so much that it's not going to be a massive thing, but this first wave of companies won't be successful once. It'll be this. Got it. Interesting insights. Thanks, Colby. And good thing is Fed will cut rates because of it. Yeah, could be. Tevin Jones, hello. Solus, thank you again for your comments and insight. That's interesting. We'll talk about Taiwan Semiconductor that's coming up, and right here, also Lumen Technologies. We'll talk about them, and we'll talk about why some of the sellers are not happy with Amazon and they're revolting. We're running out of margin, they say, and also chip giants AMD, Qualcomm, and ARM back the driverless car startup wave with fresh funds. Again, that's all these stories are to come. And let's see. Here's one. Circle CEO sees tremendous opportunity for a won-backed stablecoin. Interesting. And we'll talk about Morgan Stanley as they top estimates as trading revenue exceeds expectations by nearly $1 billion. And Bank of America tops estimates as CEO Brian says consumer banking is healthy. Interesting. Okay. Fed rates cuts are coming more and more bearish as inflation news. Yes. And do you think, Colby, do you think inflation is going to continue to rise? Let me know. Inflation rising because of war and energy rising when it drops inflation will. Oh, yeah. Good, Solus. Yes. Because of war and energy rising when it drops inflation will cool. Yeah, very good thoughts. And actually, I do share some of your sentiment. And again, Colby, let me know your thoughts on inflation. 4%, and is it going to continue to rise? And how high do you think it'll go? How high? Okay, let's go to some of these stories now. Where is it? A quick one. We were doing some Companies, PepsiCo right here. Let's do this one. PepsiCo right here. Okay, looking right here. PepsiCo, yeah, right here. If you're curious about PepsiCo, why am I looking at this? Because it just beat the estimates right here. Just taking a quick look at them. Yeah, they're actually right now. PepsiCo is hovering around 154, and actually at the moment they're consolidating. But I just wanted to check up on them really quick. Let's also check on Lumen Technologies at the moment. Lumen right here. Technologies right here. Okay, Lumen Technologies joined AWS Interconnect as the first last mile network provider, offering enterprises private high-speed last mile connections to AWS to simplify cloud connectivity and deployment. And if you're curious about Lumens, Lumens is an investment holding company which engages in the provision of integrated communication to residential and business customers. There's a little bit about Lumens, and I just wanted to show you this because they are, wow, they went from 6.36 all the way up to 8, and look at the RSI on them. Currently, lots of trade volume, and volume is at 23.14 million. Market cap is at 8.85 billion right there. All right, and I don't think inflation will cool rates are up 0.9 issue. We are seeing impacts of these bad corporate bonds finally starting to be priced. Yeah. Interesting thoughts, Colby. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. Good. Okay, there's a little bit with Lumen. Also, Oracle and Bloom Energy. I just thought we would touch on them really quick. Here's Oracle. Oracle. Where's my Yeah, looking at Oracle for the moment, it just recently, jumped up on this Bloom Energy agreement. You can see right here, it went from 136 up to 169 pre-market. It's still rebounding. It's at 173 pre-market, and yeah, you can see that in the RSI as well. If you're looking for volume right now, trading volume, you can see it's been up the last couple of days. 43.01 million, market cap is at 488 billion. And then let's also go here to Bloom Energy. Bloom Energy here. Had my family buy up Oracle 103. Got it. Let's see. Vanilla. I think the investment in AI by companies is mostly for shareholder confidence and profit share. Yeah, companies want to appear. Yes, Vanilla. I kind of share you. I'm kind of with you on that one too. I appreciate the like too. But yeah, good thoughts. Thank you, Vanilla. Interesting. Got it. Let's see. Wait, let me go back here to. I just wanted to check something. Oracle, right here. Oracle. Right here, Oracle, and in the 130s. Yeah, you had your family buy up Oracle in the 130s. Yeah, and now it's rebounding, and it's actually looking like it's going to continue. I just wanted to check on your comment here and what the number was. Yeah, let's see. So that was back. Yeah, you got in at the right time then. Good for you, Solus. And 169. It's pre-market, by the way. Solus, it's at 174. So just helping you out with that. Colby, the scary part is when they fail to make good on their. Let's see, making good on their promises. It's like that's pretty much the norm these days with a lot of things, whether it's corporations or politicians or anything. Making good on their promises. That's almost like an oxymoron. And when someone makes good on their promises, what's that? Anyway, thanks for that. I appreciate that, Colby. So Bloom Energy, yes, looking at them also because they're with Oracle. They also jumped up on that new deal, and you can see that in the RSI there as well. Let me grab some water here. Let's see. So let's check out Oklo. Okay, putting that on the list. I'm also familiar with that ticker. ROR. Okay. Let's see. And working with government to make first SMRs. So you're working with the government at the moment. Are you enjoying it? Bum, bum, bum. Oklo, here we go. Here's your Oklo. Okay, thank you for the request. Here we go. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, for anyone unfamiliar with Oklo, engages in the development of fission reactors. It provides clean energy through the design and development of fast fission power plants. The company was founded by Jacob DeWitt, yes, and in California in 2013. Again, development in fission reactors, clean energy, basically. Yeah, and let's see, how are they? Yeah, actually, also, they are on a bit of a rebound too right now. Yeah, thanks for asking about this. They just went from 46, now they're bang up to 63.3. And also, hey, for the, what is it, Solus, you asked about the Solus, 63.3, and now pre-market they're at 68.2. So if that's something you're into, good news for you. And also the RSI is jumping it up as well with that. Trade volume is up. Right now the volume is at 21.9 million. Market cap is at 11 billion. There's that right there. Yeah, good question. And you asked about, here we are, roar. Let's see. Gatekeeper. Can you give me the ticker symbol on that? Is that a U.S. traded ticker symbol, or did I get that wrong? Roar. Let's see. Is it Lion Rock Resources? Gatekeeper. Let me know. It's a crypto. What is this thing? Roar. I think Gatekeeper. Am I correct? Roar is the Lion Rock Resources, the mineral resource exploration company. Is that the right one? Engaged in the exploration and development of cobalt and other metal deposits. Okay. Let's see. Interesting. Oh, this is okay. That's why it's in Canada. This is in Vancouver, Canada. So, Gatekeeper, this is for you. Here's your roar. I think this is the mineral resource exploration in Vancouver, Canada. So it's on the Canadian. But yeah. So if you're asking about that, no problem. Here you go. At the moment, so it's a wait. I think Roar is a mineral resource exploration company in Canada. I think. So here we go. Roar right now, since you asked Gatekeeper, it's right now it's at 0.23. Trade volume is down at the moment. Volume is at 261,000, and market cap is at 26.6 million. Okay, and you asked about Russian oil. Oh, it's a Russian oil reserve. No wonder I can't find it. Okay, maybe I got the. Yeah, so I don't. If that's what it is, Gatekeeper, I can't really see it here on TradingView. I don't know why. If you have the, or let me know if the ticker symbol is wrong. Maybe that's helping. Anyway, doing my best here for you. I get this feeling that we are in a bull trap. Stay stoic. Good God. Bear on a unicycle coin. Vanilla Danilla. No such thing as bull traps. Only bear traps. Only bear traps. Yeah. So okay, you're saying there's no trap for this thing, so nothing can keep this thing down. There's no way to trap a bull. Is that right? There's only traps for this thing. That's it. We can only trap this. Is that right? Yeah. Anyway, Trying to make it fun here. Thanks everyone for the questions. Let me know if you have other questions or ticker symbols, and we'll keep going. All right. Dun, dun, dun. I was over here talking about. We talked about Robinhood, Oracle. I guess I can update here on Robinhood. Robinhood. Yeah, a little update. We talked about Robinhood, but we can refresh it again. Robinhood jumped 8% on Wednesday, extending gains from the previous session after the SEC announced the removal of a long-standing day trading limits for small investors. Yes. So, the 25,000 minimum asset balance requirement for day traders. Instead, the new framework allows investors of all account sizes to trade more freely as long as they have enough money to cover the risk of each trade. Yes. This is unequivocally bullish for Robinhood. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so there we go. There's a little bit about, so yeah, here is Robinhood, and bang, they just jumped up. In case you wanted some update about them, Robinhood was at 87.32 pre-market. They jumped up again to 89.36. Never heard of a bull trap. Yeah, so it's no, you can't trap this thing. There's no holding it back, right? Yeah. Only bear traps. World free speech. Tesla looks quite strong today. Too might be going to 420. Oh, okay. Let's look at that one for you. Okay. Let's do that. TSLA. Here we go. Bum, bum, bum. Here we go. Okay. Oh, yes. Actually, very good call. Thanks, World Free Speech. Yeah, it's been rebounding the last couple of days, but actually yesterday, you're right. It went from 364 up to 391 actually, and you're right. It's still pre-market. It's at 395. So pre-market, it's already rebounded almost 3.5 points. So good call on that one, World Free Speech. Thanks for bringing me up on that one. Yeah, right there. Bang. So in just, what was it? April 9th, it was at 341. Now it's at 395. And you're right. And again, World Free Speech. Feel free to share your insights. Why do you think it's going to 420 in a week or two? What's the reason for the rebound? Or what's the reason for the continued rebound? Maybe that's a better word. So here's a little update from TradingView. Their autonomous driving chip reached tape out and moves to manufacturing with TSMC and Samsung. Musk expects high volume production in 2027. Tesla shares rose after the announcement. So Tesla shares rose after the announcement of the autonomous driving chip reached tape out and moves to manufacturing with TSMC. Okay, so that's part of the reason, according to TradingView. If you have a different angle, free speech, feel free to share it. And you can see again right here in the RSI, bang, it went from 33 all the way up to 57. There's that. And look at the trade volume on this. Wow. At the moment, trade volume's at 113 million. Market cap is at 1.47 trillion. Yeah, interesting on that. I love that question. Solus, yes, that reminds me. I'll give you an update right here on some metals right here. We were talking about gold yesterday as well. It's still rebounding at the moment. 4,818 for gold at the moment. Silver, 79.3. But yeah, actually, it's one of the most bought stocks right now because of the things going on with Tesla, Taxi, and Optimus. Yes, feel free to share your thoughts about Optimus and Tesla Taxi if you want to. But going back to you, let's see. World Free Speech is one of the most, the best precious metal to hold. For example, I am a gold and silver fan. Thank you for the likes, I appreciate that. But also, if you look into copper, copper is also, I believe, going up and set to go up more. Copper chart, let me look at that right here. Copper chart. Hold on one second. Let me pull this one up. Copper. Copper is actually on the rebound also at the moment. Copper is also on the rebound, but again, I saw an article just yesterday, the day before, about why copper is set to go up continually as well. But my personal thoughts you asked for, I'm a fan of gold for the future, partly because of the BRICS monetary system coming up and basically the fall of the dollar. I know that the dollar right now is getting stronger because of oil, but in the future that won't last, I don't think. But also, if you look at silver as an industrial metal, silver is used in everything, from defense to electronics to AI to everything. And what was it, back in January? Silver hit the all-time high of 120 or something, and gold was up there also, 5,500 thereabouts. And so I'm fans of those, and I see a future in them. Right now things are a little bit, cattywampus, but yeah. And if you want to talk more about that, Solus, I'm happy to talk about it. Just reach out to me after the stream, okay? This stream will be over here in about 10 minutes, but if you want to talk more about that, feel free to reach out. Let's see. YouTube account, D4K. For example, what you can do is just reach out to me after the stream. Let me know kind of what your position, your strategies are, and what you're looking at, and then I'll be able to know better if I can give you some analysis or not. But yeah, I'm glad to see what you're looking at, and I'm glad to see if I can offer anything, advice, etc. Just you have my information there, either here in the comments or go to my homepage on the YouTube and reach out to me that way. Okay, no problem. Let's see. This is Robinhood. If anyone else has any tickers, feel free to ask. And let's see, 1 second. And you said, should you be bullish or bearish on certain stocks? Again, it all just depends on what they are. Okay, that's too vague a question, and that's not a very quick question. So again, just reach out after the stream. Okay, you mentioned precious metals. Oh, one thing we should talk about is a little bit about the mining companies. A big one, since the metals are rebounding, let's look at Newmont. Let's just check in on them. Newmont Corporation, since you asked about the precious metals. Here's one of the miners. I'm surprised that Newmont is actually correcting right now. It has been on a rebound, and I don't know why it just corrected, but that's interesting. Let me check up on Freeport McMoran and see what they're doing. Yeah, see, Freeport McMoran is also still rebounding right here. It's still jumping up. Usually as oil goes down, the value of the dollar goes down because it's the petrodollar, and then also usually the mining stocks go inversely with that, because gold and silver also go usually inversely with the strength of the dollar. Okay, so there's Freeport. Another one I can give you is Pan American Silver, Pan American Silver, and they also are rebounding at the moment. They're having a slight correction. But let's see. And another one I can give you is, here's one, Rio Tinto. These are all miners for the precious metals. Rio Tinto, yeah. See here again, Rio Tinto is also currently rebounding. Small correction, but basically it's still rebounding at the moment. Pre-market, it's also continuing to rebound. That's generally what we see right now with as the oil drops, the dollar drops, and the metals and the miners continue to go up. So hopefully that answers a little bit of those questions. And there we go. Also, since we talked about oil, let's look at here quickly. Let's just go over Exxon real quick. What's Exxon doing right now? Yeah, Exxon has been, since oil was dropping, Exxon's dropping. At the moment, yeah, pre-market it's still dropping. Let's take a look right here at Chevron, CVX, Chevron, here we go. Yeah, also Chevron's dropping again, and we can look at Conoco, Phillips right here. Yeah, bum, bum, bum. ConocoPhillips did correct, did rebound a little bit yesterday, and also, yeah, but it's just small. Yeah, but yeah, ConocoPhillips is basically following the line of oil right now as well. Another one that we talked about was, oh, I should tell you about TSM. Yeah, we need to get to TSM. Hold on. TSM. You guys have been asking such great questions, and it's been an interesting conversation. I haven't gotten to all the tech tickers that we talked about. But here's TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor. You can see they've been jumping up, rebounding very recently. What was it? Yesterday they had a small correction from 375 down to 371. That's TSM. Also, look at AVG. Broadcom. You should look at them. They've been in the news. Look at this. Broadcom jumping up, rebounding, going from 293 up to 396. So if you're looking at the tech side, that's one that's, if you got in on March 30th, that served you well. Also, let's look at, what was it? AMD. AMD is another one. Yeah, look at this rebound on AMD. And for those of you into the tech side, bang. It went from 195 up to 258, and it's still rebounding, actually. AMD and Qualcomm. Again, here's the tech side. Qualcomm is at Okay, yeah, right here. Actually, Qualcomm is still basically correcting. It's still going down. Interesting about that. Okay. Also, one I wanted to look at here was ARM. Also, ARM Holdings. Yeah. Here's one. ARM Holdings. If you're curious about them, they engage in licensing, marketing, research, and development of microprocessors, systems IP, graphics processing units, physical IP, etc. And there they are, just rebounding at the moment. They went from 112 to 159. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. And another one I was going to show you. Here. Let's look at Bank of America. Here we go. Oh yeah, Bank of America. Looking at the banking sector, this is another one that's recently gone from 46 all the way up to 54. And also we've talked about Morgan Stanley right here. Here is Morgan Stanley going from 153 all the way up to 191. Again, if you're into the banking sector, that might be interesting information for you. Yeah, there. And then, oh yeah, we talked about how Amazon has many sellers boycotting. Yeah, many sellers on Amazon are not happy right now, according to but Amazon is still. Look at this. The Amazon just did the deal with who was it? Yesterday, the day before, I talked about Amazon. Oh yeah, Amazon just bought Global Star for that low Earth orbit satellite thing. DXY, VIX, and so are agreeing to all stocks that's seen from the Big Short. Yes, stay stoic. I share your same sentiments. Yeah, are agreeing in all stocks, but let's see. There's a bubble. Yeah. Thanks for the comment. Stay stoic. Good thoughts. And again, why is Amazon jumping up? Because they just bought Global Star. I wanted to tell you about that one. Also, here is, just to give you an update here on ASML, right here. Right there. Bang. ASML. Here it is. You can see them rebounding as well. They went from 1247 up to 1481, but pre-market, they corrected back down to 1462. Anyway, really, everybody, thank you for your comments. Thank you for your good insights. It was a nice discussion. I really appreciate it. If you have questions or comments, I've joined your channel. Thank you very much, World Free Speech. Got it. Let's see. Do you know? I'm about to go offline here. Send me a message and I'll get back to you, World Free Speech, okay? Getting tokenized. Yes, I'm going offline, Chris. I got your message. I'll get back to you. Send me a message and I'll get back to you. I'm going offline right now. Thank you, everyone.